I talked at the top of the program about how we were all warned by the weather forecasters, the officials and bunches of scientists and climate activists and politicians about the super hot, super dry summer we were going to be facing, and they all invoked climate change here and there. Well, as you know, we've had a very, very wet summer so far across wide parts of this country, which has exposed a lot of people to frustrations, farmers especially. Make decisions, important decisions, based on these forecasts. I want to bring in live from Adelaide a farmer who's been caught out in this way right across South Australia and with some properties in New South Wales. Again, Tim Burvill joins me live. Great to talk to you, Tim. Tell us first up, when you get a forecast like this about a hot, dry summer, what sorts of decisions might farmers and graziers make that they could later regret?
Sure. Well, I guess the one thing that farmers look for all the time to run their business is rainfall, and forecasts of no rainfall are not good for any type of farmer, whether you be livestock or cropper, and so it tends to make farmers very nervous about the future.
But I suppose most summers, especially when you're talking about South Australia and Western New South Wales, Victoria, most farmers are expecting a very dry summer. So the rain that's come would have been a bonus, wouldn't it? Would there be? Is there any downside to it?
Depends on what side of the industry you are in and whereabouts you're located. In South Australia, this is definitely unseasonable rainfall, and we don't really expect rainfall this time of year. So it's not overly helpful in our neck of the woods, but in other parts like New South Wales and Queensland, they're very much looking for rain this time of year. But it's been more so.
So would farmers have destocked?
Yes.
Sorry, the delay there, I cut you off, but I wonder whether farmers would have destocked in anticipation of the extended dry spell.
Yes, Chris. Well, this year, all we've had from the Bureau is continual forecasts of dry weather, dry. And unfortunately, they've got it wrong on a number of occasions. They forecasted an extremely dry June, turned out to be a record-breaking wet June. They did the same thing for November, and we had phenomenal rains across a large part of Australia in November, and they did it again for December. And as you can see, well, certainly in my part of the world at the moment, it's been bucketing down with rain. So farmers, unfortunately, did make decisions based on those forecasts to sell livestock.
They make these declarations with such certitude these days. Now, you've given up on them and other farmers have. Where do you go for private weather forecasts, and why are they more accurate?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, Chris. It's absolutely perplexing that an organisation like the BOM, who is funded to the tune of $400 million a year, can't get weather forecasting right. In particular, I'm talking rainfall, and you can have situations where you have small business weather forecasting services that accurately predict rainfall 2, 3, 4 months out in advance. It's a question I can't answer on why the BOM can't get it right and others can without the resources.
Well, presumably these forecasters are using the BOM measurements at least. I mean, we all do that. We all know that on their website you can trawl in, you can get everything that's happening in terms of rainfalls and temperatures right around the country. You can see what's happening. So I guess based on information like that, these private forecasters are interpreting it better.
Well, I think it's important for all the viewers to note that there are many other free forecasting services out there on the internet, and they have all been getting the rainfall right. It is the BOM that wants to keep us in a perpetual state of drought, and in my industry, the beef industry, it completely collapsed the confidence in the industry this year, and along with it, the price. We had an unbelievable collapse in cattle pricing, purely brought on by farmers panicked about an impending drought that the Bureau kept forecasting. We saw prices drop by 50, 60, 70%, and the same thing happened in the sheep industry this year.
Dear idea. I hope they're not telling us what they think they want to hear rather than sticking to the scientific facts on this one.